one?
Yeah.
Simple.
So I gotta go get my golf swing on.
Nigga gonna be fucking hitting the turf.
My golf swing on.
Nigga gonna be hitting the turf.
What, what's the name?
Golf.
Hot golf?
Nigga
You put no golf for it, you know that?
Nah.
Nigga gonna be hitting the turf. Alright, whenever y'all ready, bro. Yeah, that nigga gonna be hitting the turf.
So,
Look, bro, I told you that girl ain't shit. When you met her, she ain't even have a whip. I seen her walking up the street the other day. I busted you and then I went the other way. She want a whole lot and she a roll call. Her credit fucked up and she don't own us. My nigga, if I was you, I'd change my phone number and have a bitch just to call me like phone number. That kind of problem. That shit like a mama. Always in some drama. But girl, you got a daughter. I know this shit ain't easy, just take it from me, dog. Just cut your losses. That's why you fucking cut them up before they stalk us. Now that you really wanna leave and shake her off, she gon' chase all your new bitches off. Cause girls like that, they be nothing but trouble. Girls like that, they be up to no good. Girls like that, always up in
yep, we're back for another episode 31. Fellas, how you doing today?
We good in the hood, baby. No, we good in the suburbs.
Yes, you do. We're out in the suburbs, not in the hood.
Yeah, we good in the suburbs.
Gucci, bro. I was telling Ray before you got here, dog. You know, I took Bryce to the hardwood, meaning where the outside basketball court to work him out.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had this cat came up to me talking about, bro, you trying to play one-on-one? I was like, bro, I'm out here working my son out.
Mm-hmm.
Son like, Dad, what, you scared? I want to see this. You scared? I said, all right. Had to get
What
my
time was
kid.
it? This was earlier today?
This was around like 12:30.
Okay.
So you know I had to get in that boy ass, but I had to go out there. I couldn't lose in front of my son, dog. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
but how old was the kid? Was it a
No,
kid?
no, it's a grown man. He's probably like 30, 31, 32.
So you were playing a grown man
Grown man.
in pickup basketball. How tall?
One
was
on
he?
one. He's about he was short. He was about like 5'6".
Ah.
He was about
I was
5'6".
in the house.
Mouse in the house, but you call it. But hey, look.
So you know, it's always like a real story,
That story behind the
and
story.
then there's a story
Hey,
behind
but
the
listen,
story,
he called me out. I don't care. You hey, sometimes you ask for you get what you ask for, dog. You
Let
know
me
what
ask you
I'm
a
saying?
question. When you were finished beating him, how did you feel?
Well, I felt like it was just a regular work, easy work. It was just no big later. Because I beat him like 11-4. It was like just.
So you didn't feel different.
Nah, I didn't feel different.
You feel like you should
felt like-
have
But you know,
I
but
still
you
got
feel like you should have played him in the first place.
but listen, I will say this though. Since I've been working out this, I wouldn't even tell you. I feel like I'm kind of in shape right now. You know what I'm saying? So from that aspect of it, you know what I'm saying. You dig? I felt like all right. He went over there. He was on the bench like huffing and puffing, and I'm like. You know what I'm saying? He probably started to look red in my beard and stuff. He out here trying to coach his son.
He probably like your old man.
Yeah, he out here trying to coach his son. Let me sit him down. Yeah. So,
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Well, listen, man. Congrats on your victory. That's not that big of a deal, but
Right.
man, I'm glad you're the champion of the hard court today. That's what's up right there, man. So let's get into our first topic. Let's talk about Tua. You know, this weekend, I think they're off this week.
Oh, this week, yeah.
But next week he'll be taking over the starting reign as the new quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. That's gonna be big. You already heard about how Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't realize that was gonna happen. He was very unaware that they were gonna make that switch. So that added more drama to the fact the way Tua came out there. He looked pretty decent those first couple of plays or the only plays he really played out there. So let's start this off, Ray. I'm gonna start with you on this one since we don't even have a fourth member. We know he's out for the day.
He ain't got to worry about, but he actually been kind of good lately. He ain't been cutting nobody off lately.
Well, you know, we're clearly you're taking over that now.
Damn, I got that right now.
You just cut me off. Right. So let me start with you. Like, do you think this is gonna be the start to get the Dolphins the division?
They got a shot though, like because Buffalo done lost 2 in a row, kind of coming back to earth a little bit. But I was actually shocked about the move because it's not like Fitzpatrick was just playing horrible, right? Like they even won the last game that they played. When Tua came in for the 2 minute and something, they were playing well. So now I saw him in the game, I was like, damn, did Fitzpatrick get hurt or like, oh, maybe it was a blowout?
It was a 24-0.
Right. So I'm like, so I was shocked that they say that he was gonna be the starter now. But at the end of the day, Fitzpatrick cannot be surprised because they drafted the dude for a reason, right? Like you're not sitting top first round quarterbacks, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. This ain't Aaron Rodgers' situation when they drafted with Favre was there. So they're playing them right away, and they're right in the thick of it, right? I believe they might be 1 game out of first, if not tied, because Buffalo lost 2, and I think New England might have lost 3. So they're right in the pack. And I think Tua might be giving that energy, bro. Like, and everybody wants to see what he can do. But decorated college career.
It could be that. I mean, you're right. I mean, but you also got to lean on the fact that those veteran players are probably like, we are in the thick of things.
True.
And the fact that we're making a switch at this point of the season. When what you just said, Fitzpatrick's playing well.
True. I mean, it's a gamble for Flores because he can lose the locker room or he can win it, right? So I think. There's no better time but the present. You went into a bye week, name him as a starter, so now you got 2 weeks to prepare and see what the kid got.
It's the Rams.
Right? See what he got, though. The Rams got a ferocious D-line. So hopefully his hip is good, and I'm sure he probably checks out good, and he can get away because Aaron Donald coming.
You know that.
Aaron Donald coming, man.
Get what you think.
So I'm going to speak on Fitzpatrick. Any competitor will be upset, especially when, like you say, he playing well, right? He won his last 2. But if you're the Dolphins, you're looking at like, you got Joe Burrow playing well, you got the kid from San Diego playing well, you got all these rookies that's coming in. And I think they just want to see, do they have their future quarterback? Because they got all these picks coming up. So they want to know, right? Because we know what Fitzpatrick's ceiling is. We know what he can do. We just saw what he can do.
Either going to be Fitz magic or Fitz trash.
Yeah, so with Tua, they looking at like, is this our future? Or is he's the next star in the league, like the Kyle Murrays and what's the kid, Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. So I understand, because Miami looking at it, look, either way it goes, we're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. So,
but they got a shot to win the division.
But at the end of the day, you're trying to win a Super Bowl, right?
Absolutely.
So right now, they need to know, do we have our future? Can he stay healthy, take a couple of hits? And I think, I'm with the organization or the coach saying, let's try this guy. Because it's no more longer where you can sit 4 years, 5 years, and we give you time. That stage had gone where we're going to give this quarterback 5 years. No, we're trying to learn from at least in a year or 2 if this is our guy or not. And I think Miami is trying to learn this year, next year, is do we have the guy or not? Do we need to draft a quarterback? So, yeah.
I want to see what he can do, though, man.
That's going to be good. It's a great topic. I mean, it's a great answer right there, man. And that sound was just as good. I'm sorry. I had to eat. I'm at the age I agree with what you guys are saying. I mean, it's time to put the money on the table. See what you got with them. I mean, this year's not going to be an indictment on him moving forward. But it does, if he comes into place very well, it really puts in essence that they finally got their franchise quarterback, which they've been searching for since Dan Marino. They haven't had a Pro Bowl quarterback since Dan Marino.
Didn't what's called make the Pro Bowl 1 year? Tannehill.
No. They haven't had a Pro Bowl quarterback since Dan Marino. He's the last one they had. And he last played like in the 90s. So that says a lot. So you've been searching for that quarterback for that long, you need it. You need him. So you got to see what you got, man. Let's jump into what the Browns are doing. I mean, they came out the gate real fast, playing really well. And even Baker was playing well in that systemized offense that they were playing in. But now they're struggling. You're starting to see them lose games they're capable of winning, and they're struggling on the offense. I'm gonna start with you, Keith. And is it time for the Browns to move on from Baker?
Yeah, at this point, bro, you know what Baker's selling is, right? He can't get no better than what he got. He been there for what, 3 years now? He have no excuse. And right now you're playing to keep the ball out of his hand, limited him. It's like we got to run the ball to make sure you don't throw over 25 times. So right now, I haven't seen the best of Baker. I don't think it's another level he can go to. So right now, it's time to get rid of Baker. If I'm Odell, I'm saying, bro, trade me. You're wasting my prime.
Landry too.
Landry too. You either you get Baker out of here or trade me.
Yeah.
Because right now, they haven't beat nobody
With a winning record.
with a winning record or a great defense.
Yeah.
And I just saw it ceiling, and it's just time to move on from him, bro. You know, he like, I ain't listening to the noise and this and that.
He hear it.
You hear it, and you need to play well. And he can. And I just saw enough. And if I'm the GM or the coach, I'm moving on from him.
Yeah.
I might as well, if I give him this opportunity, right? Who they play this weekend? I don't know who they play this weekend. Whoever they play this weekend, if he look terrible this weekend, I'm benching him. I'm sending a message early, like I'm moving on. I'm going with whoever.
Ask Cincy.
Yeah, you lose to Joe Burrow this weekend I'm benching you. I'm done. I'm moving on. And I'm trying to keep the talent I have with Odell Beckham and Landry, bro. Cause, bro, you gotta, even time you gotta do is Landry to throw damn touchdowns. It's bad, bro. It's bad. There's no way with that type of talent they shouldn't win. They shouldn't be competing with Pittsburgh for their division.
I think they're almost doing like what Shanahan doing with Garoppolo, like taking the ball in his hands in meaningful games. They want to run the ball, play defense, and him not to kill you.
Right.
And Baker's killing him. Like he got some of the best talent in the NFL. Bro.
I think in the league.
They got the best running game.
Yes.
They got two. Odell's a top 7, 10 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Landry top 15. Right. You got Austin Hoop. You got Joku as a young tight end. You got everything for Baker not to screw this up, though. And he just can't get right.
It's like driving a Lamborghini and you crashing it.
Dog, he just cannot get right, dog, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's something in the mental or what it is, bro, but I don't say give up on him just yet, bro.
It's time, bro.
Because they just got the new coach,
time.
new offensive system, and they might try to give him some time, but they need to make a decision real quick because they got to pick up the 50-year option and not this summer.
Ray, it's time. I'm going to ask you this question. So you want to go and pick up his 5th-year option and get him close to like 25 to 30 million a year? No, it's time to move on, dog.
That's a tough decision, right? And like I said, the first 4 wins, they didn't beat anybody, right? Everybody had losing records. They might have 1 win out of the total 4 teams that they beat. But I think he can. I ain't gonna say he can turn it around. If he can just not turn the ball over, he can be all right.
He's been playing for 3 years. I haven't seen enough.
I mean, he's gotten.
He's getting better, bro. But he just can't turn the ball over. That's the main thing. You can be an average quarterback and your team can still win, but if you turn the ball over, you're killing your team.
He a little better than the dude from that came out of Texas A&M, Menzel. He another Menzel to me.
Texas A&M.
Listen,
he's gotten 2 coaches fired, and if you're the third coach, you're the third coach behind him because he's got 1, 2. Yeah, he's got Hugh Jackson. He got the other guy fired.
Kitchens.
And so if you're the third coach, you don't want me the third. You don't want me the third one fired. So you rather go down with your guy instead of him.
Right.
I'm moving on from Baker.
Me too.
I mean, it's at his third. Like I think this is his third. This is actually his 4th coach because
Greg Williams, right?
Yeah.
Right, Greg Williams. So I will move on from him because I just don't think you can win in the NFL with his style, his size. It's nothing really special about Baker. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but it's nothing special about him. He doesn't.
I think it was his bravado that really attracted.
I mean, they all have this,
around him.
but everybody's always running around with this. He has his chip on his shoulder, which is the dumbest acronym I've ever heard. Because I mean, that would be anybody who's been told they're not able to do something is gonna have a chip on their shoulder. I just think he just doesn't have the ability. I just don't think he has the skill set to really be the main focal. He has everything needs to be right around him. Mm-hmm. And when things are not right, I mean, he has one of the best offensive lines in football.
Oh, they improved the line. They got the talent.
So,
even Stu Jackson came out saying that they're not using his talent to the best of his ability. He shouldn't be under center as much as he is. I'm like, dog, this is not Hugh Jackson.
Oh, you said Stu
Jackson. I'm tripping. I'm talking about a basketball guy. Yeah, I'm thinking Stu Jackson, old Knicks coach back in the day.
Okay.
Stu with the good hair.
Okay.
Yeah, Hugh Jackson. Sorry. Yeah, Hugh said that they're not using him to the best of his ability because he's under center too much. And I'm like, dude, it's not college. Like, you can't be in a shotgun.
But they're doing that because they're using the play action fake, and they're trying to also within the play action fake trying to use his mobility. And without his mobility, he's not much because he's too short, so the throwing angles are tough.
Yeah.
So I just don't see it, man. I just
And
don't
he
see
ain't accurate. You know, Drew Brees short, but when he was younger, Drew Brees was more accurate. He not both. You can't be short and can't put it in windows.
It's just too tough for him, man. It's
yeah.
not. He's just not making it work.
Yeah, I'm with you, James. I'm with you on that.
I think he's trying to move on. Like we about to move on from this subject.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Raiders, man. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's going on, but their entire offensive line been placed on COVID-19 list. So there's a chance they're gonna play this weekend. There's a chance they may not. Right? They're really going off based off the testing and how them and I think it's another cornerback that he's also. So it's just really based off of how the testing goes. I'm gonna start with you, Q. Like, what do you think about that? Like, their entire offensive line is replaced on COVID-19, so they can't practice right now.
Well, right now, bro, you can't. You got to move on. You got to bring those people on the what you call that team?
Practice squad.
Practice squad.
But that's what I'm saying. You may not be able to do that because you don't have like apparently the way the NFL is working is they're not allowing any team to have like a strategic advantage. So they'll move the game or they'll postpone it. Yeah. So so what's your thoughts? Because the fact that you know the entire offensive line is on COVID-19 list. They can't practice, and there's other players been on it. They can't practice. Emmanuel Sanders can't practice. He can't play. He's on it. Like, how do you guys feel about it?
Well, we knew this. I talked about this last week, right?
Right.
It's probably gonna be hard for to finish this season.
Yeah.
If you keep having this spread in every organization, and if you're not gonna say you gotta play with who you're gonna play, bring people up from the practice squad, I don't even know how the NFL gonna finish the season because it's not just like I was saying last week. It's not just happening in Tennessee. It's happening all over now. Now it's getting to the point where your whole offensive line is wiped out. It's not even one player. So I just don't know how. Just like I was saying last week, and I said I don't know how. If this keep happening, how do you finish the season? Because certain teams already had a bye. You can't keep on saying we're gonna push this game back because you'll be finished the game back in damn near the summer. You know what I'm saying? The season. So I'm with you, James, and you don't want to have it where you bringing everybody from the practice squad. Now you risking players' health, like the starting quarterback, people who's not even getting reps or even know the plays or this and that. So it's to me is if this keep happening, bro, you might have to say, how can we go into like a bubble atmosphere where people don't travel and go home?
Yeah.
Or we can't finish the season. Something gonna have to change, and it's gotta be strict. Like we gonna be in this one city, and we might have to have a game. I don't know how you do it, where y'all can't go nowhere but from home to this hotel, and hotel to the travel. Not even go around your family.
Yeah,
that's tough. Like they could probably do it if they want to. I mean, it's gonna cost them some millions, but.
Hey, the NFL make millions, but if you want this season to go, because it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, if the Raiders lose their whole offensive line and their starting safeties on the COVID list.
Yeah.
Like, dog, that is tough. If I'm Derek Carr, like, yo,
I'm not playing.
Can we push this back?
Yeah.
Like, dog, I'm afraid for my life.
Now you affecting the safety of your players.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's tough, bro. What you think about it, Ray?
It's tough, man. Like I said, I don't know if the Raiders probably contacted the NFL said they could push it back, but like you said, it's a safety concern now that the whole entire starting lineup, your old line is on the COVID list. And who's to say when they're going to come off? Right? Like, just because you think it's going to be 1 week, it could be 2 weeks. You just never know.
And then probably somebody else on your team done caught COVID. Yeah. They just ain't showing yet.
But I just think the NFL, bro, like, and players have voiced their concern about the safety, but I don't think the NFL truly cares, bro. Really and truly, bro. As you can see, they moving the game on. And they're playing this Sunday against Tampa Bay, right? So clearly the NFL didn't try to push the game back. They didn't care at all, right? So it's tough to beat the Raiders. I mean, Tampa should now be able to dominate. You know, you would think, but you know, it's the breaks, bro. It's just like an injury, right?
Yeah.
It just that's how you got to treat it, bro.
I just think they need to put everybody in a hotel, and you can't go home. If you know what I'm saying. You go to practice, you go back to the hotel, you go to the facility. You might can't see your kids and family for a while to the season. Because we halfway through the season. You know what I'm saying?
Third of the way.
Third of the way. You game, 6, 7?
6, 7.
You have, how many games? 14? 16. So you might just gotta rent hotels. You go to the practice facility, you come home, test every day. You might gotta do, unless your family's just gonna stay in the hotel and they can't go nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, bro, at some point it comes to the player. Has to be some type of responsibility to say, you know what, our immediate family, nobody come into the house. We're gonna try to limit our exposures as much as possible. And I think if everybody else do their part, it makes it a little bit easier where people won't get COVID, right? Like you just gotta play your part, and your family has to play their part in order for us to get through this season, to get this money, and make sure everybody's safe, bro. At the end of the day,
Because if not, bro, I just don't see the season lasting.
It's gonna be challenging, like absolutely gonna be challenging. But I think if players just do their part, bro, and just stop, going different places and people come into the house, it's practice, hang around the house family, and just keep it moving.
That's it. I agree with both of you guys. I think both of you guys have great points. I think that, as long as the way they're moving it, it's clear the NFL is going to try to push forward. They don't care.
Pressing forward.
They're pressing forward regardless. They'll just reassign games and realign them at a different time. And allow teams to have, because I wonder if the Titans, they took their bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can't keep on getting people by, because a lot of people.
So they must took their bye. Yeah. And they gave them that bye that week.
Pittsburgh don't have a bye either no more.
And that's why Pittsburgh's so upset.
Yeah. Now they play like 13 straight games.
They were like, well, why we gotta get our bye taken because they're not playing.
Right.
So it's tough, man. It's gonna be what they're gonna do. I think the CBA agreement left a lot of things in the air. Mm-hmm. Left a lot of things where they don't have to really worry about much. So. That's an actual question we can ask Aaron about what can the NFL do from that perspective, because we'll have to get his perspective on that. Yep. Let's get into the last NFL topic. I know there's a lot we can talk about. We got a lot of guests. We got a guest coming up soon. But I want to talk to you guys. Since you guys are Saints fans, and it is a rumor. I wasn't going to talk about the punishment of the Saints, but of Michael Thomas. But there is a rumor that even though Sean Payton said he squashed it, there is a rumor that they're shopping Michael Thomas, and they're ready to move on from him because he's a big diva. I'm going to start with you, Ray. Since you've already been chopping on this already, what you think about what's going on with Michael Thomas and the situation down in New Orleans?
He tripping, bro. Like, dude, you one of the leaders of the team. You got your money, right? Prior to you getting your money, you was a humble kid. You wasn't bitching and complaining on the sideline. And I get you want to play, right? Like, you might feel your high ankle sprain.
He played in 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Right, so he haven't played since week 1.
Right.
So I feel he's probably just anxious.
You guys were about last week, right?
Yeah, so I think he's just anxious and chippy to play. But at some point, bro, you got to control your emotions, dog. If you punching Gardner Johnson, what if you break your hand? Or what if you break his jaw? You know what I'm saying? Like, now you're affecting the team, dog. You know how big of a piece you are on the offense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you can't be tripping like this, dog. Then you going off on the coach, dog. You got to remember who buttered the bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, if Sean Payton don't put you in positions to get 145 catches and been super successful since day one stepping on the field, dog, you can be out of the league in 4 years if you with another team that's sorry. You know what I'm saying? So why are you tripping like this, dog? I know you want to play, but, dog, if it comes to him keep acting like this, bro, you got to trade him. Get him out of there. Because that's one thing Sean Payton has always wanted.
You'll trade him?
A tight locker room and not all the distractions, right? Even though we looked at AB, gave him the tryout, but we didn't sign him, it's all about the distraction that you're bringing, bro. We shouldn't have to be talking about Michael Thomas punching the cat. Michael Thomas going off on Sean Payton. Like, dog, those are the things that great teams minimize. When New England, you don't hear none of this, right? And that's why they win, bro. The winning teams don't have all these distractions, bro. And that's why AB got out of Pittsburgh, right? The distractions you cannot have, bro. Julio could be doing the same thing if he wanted to, but he's not that type of player. You know what I'm saying? He could easily be going off on Matt Ryan and be like,
say that again, Julio's not that type of what?
He's not that type of player, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if Michael Thomas going to turn into this diva-type cat, bro, and cause no distractions, bro, dog, we can do better without you, dog. For real.
Keith, how you feel?
I feel like this, if we have seen this, it's just some about receivers, bro. Once they get their money, they get their stats, they turn into divas.
They triple.
But he should see, for the most part, I'm saying for the most part.
No, it's not.
Most receivers.
Some.
There's always an exception.
Some receivers.
There's always an exception.
Well, my thing is, but he should see, there's no one bigger than the game. You can be replaced.
Yeah.
And you can be like, you can go somewhere else and the system don't fit you. Mm-hmm. and you can be not putting up the same stats, same numbers, looking for Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham thought he was the biggest thing since sliced bread. Went somewhere, he was never the same. So my thing is
Odell, same way.
Odell. No one is bigger than the game. I don't care how great you are. You need a system. You need a quarterback. You need an offense guru to give you the ball. And like I said, we ain't won a Super Bowl with you yet anyway. So
bounce out of the playoffs.
So first round, people come up with game plan to shut you down. So you're not bigger than the Saints. So if you're gonna be like Ray said, if you're gonna be this diva that disrupted the locker room, you have to move on. You can find a receiver down a dozen.
And then his contract really not that big to where like you can't trade him. Right.
And so
he don't have his deal is big, but it's tradable.
And one thing about Sean Payton, he's a no sense coach.
Yep.
He's not putting up with the bullshit.
No nonsense.
No nonsense coach. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna let you disrespect. Ask AP. When he came to New Orleans, he on the sideline grip. You get the fuck up out of here.
Yep.
Because like I said, and I love the way we draft. So
we can find
a replacement for you. So hey, you better get your shit together. You can get the fuck out of New Orleans.
Yeah, bro.
I don't think it's that easy. I think you guys are seeing a lot of different
We winning games without him. We 3-2 without him.
You're 2-2.
No, we 3-2.
Beat the Chargers.
Who? You beat the Chargers.
Yeah, we 3-2 without him.
You lost. You beat the Chargers, Tampa Bay, and who? The Lions.
Yeah.
Oh man, you might as well just be 2-2.
No, we
but anyway,
tied for first in the division.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, we got the
tie. We got the tiebreaker.
We got the tiebreaker.
Tampa hasn't had a bye. Tampa hasn't had a bye.
They're 4-2. Thank you.
But we beat them though.
But if we win,
don't matter.
But
we still got to play each other twice. You play them another week.
But I'm saying, but if we
week.
win Sunday, we first place. So we got the tiebreaker.
We got a tiebreaker.
You don't play them this Sunday.
No, I'm saying if we win this Sunday, we have the tiebreaker. Right now we
got 2 losses. So
yeah,
whatever.
we
We'll see. We'll see how that works.
All right.
All right. And at the end of the day, it doesn't work that easy because I think his talent and his skill set is really what's helping your offense flourish, especially in the past, especially with Drew Brees.
No question.
And I think the reason why Drew Brees is struggling because he doesn't have that primary receiver that he likes to get the ball to. And they were getting Emmanuel Sanders that's rolling in that type of role. Now he's out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I don't know. And it seems like Drew Brees needs that now. For some reason, in the past, your offense didn't really have a dominant receiver. You spread the ball out and made it very less predictable. Now it seems like he has to have a primary weapon to really help him develop the other outside game that he's been throwing to. Otherwise, it just doesn't. It's an AK or bust. So
it's not looking good in the passing game.
I'm just wondering how this is going to affect and
it's about team chemistry too, dog.
And how that's going to work moving forward.
It's just like, dog, you causing way too many distractions, dog. If you're not healthy to play, bro, how you helping us?
Maybe he thinks he is healthy. I don't know what the whole issue is, but I do see that, he's becoming a big problem.
Now you came up with a hamstring injury, dog.
Yeah, now he's hurt again.
Dog, the hamstring, dog, you could go run a play, bro, and you out for 2-3 more weeks.
So he's not playing Sunday?
No,
he's not playing
because of the hamstring.
Well, I'm fine with him not playing if you got a hamstring because I had that injury before.
Man, you ain't no athlete, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
moving on.
No.
Let's get the pickles. My brother's outside.
No, hold up.
My brother's outside. No.
Say your thought.
Moving on.
I got hurt at practice with my hamstring. I was out for like a couple of months.
But Key, there's a difference between you trying to nurse it and going to patient first.
Yeah.
Medical professional.
You're conversation.
No, you're saying
moving on.
I didn't hurt it like I was grown. I heard it when I was playing sports.
Right, I get it.
Moving on.
Okay.
We're gonna move on here. We're gonna move on to the next pickles right here. We're gonna get to our pickles, man.
Key a professional athlete.
Yeah, that boy he came out of nowhere with that one.
He howls at people on the basketball
Everybody's
court
heard
now.
that a professional athlete's hurt, but a lot of people just don't compare theirs to his in the strain and just the whole notion of it.
I was one.
We're gonna move on, man.
Right.
Pick'ems. Let's get to it.
Star, man.
We got 2 games for Pickles this week. Let's jump into it real fast, man. We got the Steelers versus the Titans.
Good game.
Who you got, Ray?
Oh man, this is gonna be tough, man. I think if Steelers front 7 come into play and they stop Henry, they're gonna win by 14. Because I don't think Tannehill gonna play well enough in the passing game to beat the Steelers.
Now remember now, Devin Bush.
He hurt. He out for the year.
Devin Bush tore his ACL.
Right, but they still got T.J. Watt. They still got Fitzpatrick.
That's still the middle of the defense.
You know what I'm saying? Still got Big Haywood on that D-line, right? Mm-hmm. So they just got to stop and not let Henry get those 90-yard run like he got on the Texans, right?
Yeah, he went.
So he just make him earn his yards and it's going to be all right. But I think it's going to win by 14 if they stop Big Henry from getting off. And I don't think Tannehill can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers by himself. So I got the Steelers on that win.
Go ahead, man.
I got the Steelers, bro. The Steelers looking like the old Steelers defense with Malu, all them guys.
They balling, though.
And that's the reason I think Henry, they would focus on stopping the run game. And I don't think, like you said, which Tannehill is playing well this season, right?
Yeah.
He's making the throws, but I got to go with Pittsburgh. And I think it's going to be a close game, but I got Pittsburgh winning about 6.
6 close game.
Yes.
Yo, Aaron, man, you can get in this.
Come on in, man. Get some of this
Come on in.
work,
What's
man.
going on? We got a guest in here today.
Gentlemen.
What's up, my man?
We're gonna give him like a nice little proper introduction. We're gonna give him a little
A round of applause. You get a clap, dog.
coming up in the building, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How y'all doing, man?
We good, man. And he prompt, man. I respect that.
I'm a businessman, for sure.
Like
I respect
punctuality,
that, man.
dog.
I like that, man.
For sure.
So we going through our little pickles. We only got 2 games today that we walked through. So right now we're going to Steelers and the Titans, man. Who you got?
Steelers Titans should be a good game. I'm gonna go with the Steelers in a close one. I trust Ben over Tannehill.
Tannehill playing like that boy playing like a top 5 quarterback in the league,
Top
bro.
5, but you got a runner for 150 a night.
Hey,
It's
bro,
easy
it don't matter,
it's
though.
easy to hold
But
up.
that makes
He
it.
just don't gotta lose it. He don't
Yeah,
gotta
but
win.
that makes it even better what he's doing, because when you know a team gonna come in and try to stop Henry, it doesn't matter the quarterback still gotta perform, right? When he went with Miami, he wasn't doing nothing. He came to Tennessee, bro. I don't know what Brable and them doing, bro. That boy like a whole new different quarterback, dog. He is balling.
Play calling
He
and
just
offensive
don't
line
gotta-
helps.
Say, bro, but that boy, he gotta perform.
playing well.
He gotta perform.
He's playing
You
well.
can have a great play caller like Baker. Baker has all the talent around him, but if the quarterback can't perform, it doesn't matter. And Tannehill is playing.
He's He's a Pro Bowler right now.
He balling, dog.
He's a Pro Bowler.
He balling, bro. He playing some good ball.
I'm
gonna tell
going.
you-
I'm going to Steelers though.
You're going to Steelers.
I got still actually.
Well,
14.
only one person at this table, excluding you, went undefeated last week.
So
And that was me.
How you went undefeated?
Oh, I didn't lose a game last week.
Who I lost?
San Francisco, they beat what's the name? I picked San Francisco. Who was I picked? Tampa Bay against Green Bay. I picked them too. So I went undefeated last week. So I'm going to go with the upset. Since everybody else.
Like Tennessee?
is it
I like
really an
Tennessee.
upset though?
I think, well, Tennessee's at home.
Yeah.
But I like Tennessee. I think it's something about. I don't think what's going to get his normal numbers. He's not going to get the 150, the 175, 130. I think that defense is too strong, and I mean he can't move laterally like he did against the Texans last week. But I feel like his threat, they're gonna go that play action. And what's the kid from Ole Miss, man? What's his
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown? And I wonder if Davis is playing. I hope he's playing.
back. He's back.
I just think they're gonna be too much, man. I think on the outside, I like Tennessee. I do think that Pittsburgh's rolling, but they're gonna lose this game.
Pittsburgh's secondary strong. With Mika back there, they secondary strong.
Hey, corners.
Joe.
Hey, Hayden playing.
I like
playing
Mika.
well.
Corners.
Mika's a
We
Bama
will
guy. I like
see.
Mika,
We
but
will see.
listen. I don't believe in their corners just yet. I think they're good.
Hayden not playing too well, bro. He playing average. He's not playing a pro.
Joe's
Bowl
not playing
that.
like he used to.
Yeah, he ain't playing at a pro.
Joe's
Bowl.
not playing like he used to.
But he's still playing well. Who
Listen.
killing him?
I know Joe's your guy.
Right, he must
I know
be
Joe's your
from
guy.
Maryland.
He's a
No.
homer, but he's playing well. He's
Joe-
pretty solid. He made a Pro Bowl last year.
That don't
Wait,
mean
we
that.
talking
He
about
could have
this
been an
season.
alternate or something.
We talking about
That
this
don't really
season.
matter, though. Aaron Brown.
Yeah,
man,
we
bro.
talking about this season.
Terrible. That is
But
terrible.
you're talking about this season.
Yeah, this season.
He's okay.
Who's killed him?
I think what was that? He got beat on the out route the other day. Who they
One player
playing?
beat on the out.
No. I'm just saying he's had some plays
Okay.
that I was like, okay, but they haven't been on TV that much. I haven't really focused on them. But the plays I've seen, I've been like, all right, he's all right. He's not playing like he used to.
Corner is probably the second toughest position.
It is.
It
It
is tough,
is.
man.
I
It is.
totally agree.
Yeah, corners are hard.
I-
You're not gonna win every time.
I totally agree because you get set up to lose. It just happens like that. You get set up to lose. Let's get to the next game. Seattle against Arizona. Keem, let you go with that one.
I'm gonna go with Seattle. The Russ, they just letting Russ cook now, bro. They finally saying Russ go win the game instead of limiting him. And for the last 3 years, I think Pete Carroll been limiting Russ' ability to throw throw the football. And now without them having a good defense, you have to let him go out there and move the ball and throw the ball around. And I think they're just gonna put up big numbers on Arizona. And I think I'm going with Russ. But I think this is gonna be. I got Seattle winning by a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Who you got?
What's the line?
I don't know the line. I'm sure it's probably got to be somewhere around like maybe 5.5, 6.5. Oh man, this dude hurt.
Arizona at home, so
Arizona at home.
Win by 7, but I like Seattle to win. The new quarterback is just different. I feel like he don't show up every week, but Kyler Murray is special.
He's gonna be special though. I think
I like him. I like him. I like him. And then Seattle's front four ain't what it used to be. Now
Their defense is terrible. Their defense is terrible.
See, that's why I like it to be a close one. But Russ figures out, finds a way to win the game when he makes a play when it's time to make a play. He plays the game pretty well.
So you like Seattle?
I like Seattle to win. Close one though.
Yeah, I like Seattle. I think whoever get the ball last. I don't think neither one of them can stop each other, honestly. So I got Seattle winning on the road. Russ is going to be too tough. I think Russ won about 4 TDs. And I got him winning by 10.
By 10?
Yeah.
That ain't close.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to come down to the floor.
You like they're going to be a close game, but they're going to win by 10.
10 is not really like a blowout, right? It could go down to the fourth quarter, one possession game. They can even kick a field goal. Right, so I think it's going to come down to the last 4 quarter, probably last 5 minutes, and I think Seattle will be up.
Pull away.
Yeah, they kind of pull away. Just Russell's too tough right now, bro.
Yeah, bro. Ball.
I ain't think, what's his name, Metcalf will be this dominant, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Because, I mean, what he showed at Ole Miss was so inconsistent.
He balling.
Right?
Well, he never really played. I mean, he was either hurt or he was...
Right, so I'm saying, but even with Ole Miss, he had A.J. Brown. They had a whole talent crew. And he was more just a deep guy.
I mean, they played him like that.
Right, but he's playing like a complete receiver right now, bro.
He balling.
He playing well.
He's a stud. He's a stud. Right? He's
Freaking nature, bro.
Yeah.
Gives you
And his size, his speed. Oh my goodness.
Is he bigger than Julio?
Yes.
Yeah.
He kind of like what's the dude Megatron was back with Detroit, bro. He kind of remind me of Megatron.
I don't like that comparison, man.
I'm just
He's
saying.
faster than
I'm just talking about the big
I
body.
feel like Megatron was probably more of a complete receiver.
He
Yeah.
was.
But I'm just saying the body type, the
Body
big
type,
body,
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, this
Strong,
physical catch. That's what I'm comparing it to.
Well, I'm going to go with the upset again.
Man, you just like going
I got
against the
Arizona.
grain, man.
Are you trying to win or you just trying to go with the upset?
No, I keep trying to tell y'all what it is.
He going against the grain.
Arizona going to win this game,
He going
bro.
against the grain.
Listen, Arizona's going to win this game. I just have a feeling about Kyler Murray playing. He's going to play well, but it's not Kyler Murray. I think that the secondary, they're going to put Pat Pete. They put Pat Pete on my man from Ole Miss. I can't think of his name right now. They're going to put Pat Pete on him. DK Metcalf. They're going to put him on him. They're going to put him on him. And I think his speed and his athleticism will be just enough. And they can stack a safety over here and there.
Well,
I have a feeling they're going to win this game.
You just killed us on with
But
Joe
then
Hayden.
Lockett gonna kill him. You got Moore that can kill him.
Pat Pete's playing
Pat
okay.
Pete playing better than Joe Hayden.
Yeah.
Nah, they play about
Man,
okay.
same.
I'm telling you, they play. That's why I said they're gonna stack a
Their name
safety.
ain't ringing bells in the
That's
streets,
why I
bro.
said they're gonna stack a safety. They're gonna stack a safety over the top.
Their name ain't
Take
ringing
away
bells,
deep
bro.
Metcalf, and then where he gotta go from there.
Okay.
I think getting an AB would have helped them. I think they needed an AB. No AB. Talking about Seattle. Once they
I
stack
don't
the
think they
safety
need
over
AB.
the top.
I don't think they need AB.
Once they put their safety over the top, we're gonna see. But then they still got the other kid. That he's really good. Lockett's very good.
Lockett
Very
playing
good. Very unappreciated, but very good.
I don't
Very
think
good
they
play.
need AB.
But I still like Arizona.
All right.
All right.
Wow, I don't know.
Let's jump into it. We got another talk before we dive into this interview. The other day there was and it's actually last week, there was a interview with Michael Jordan, and I can't think of the gentleman's name, but he does like a cigar. He always does these cigar interviews where he brings in guests in, they talk about different cigars, different things, and Michael Jordan in this interview said that he wouldn't want to play in this Twitter era because he feel like he wouldn't be able to survive because how private he is, as private as far as like his private life and things that he want to do, and everybody knows Mike like to gamble, Mike like to enjoy himself. He's definitely smoked a cigar. So in this era, he felt like I just couldn't do it. And I want to get your thoughts on that, man. Like just like somebody like Michael Jordan being that way, the cloth he's come from, and being he's always been a public spotlight. Like How you feel with him making that type
I don't feel
of
like he would've
and
been
then be
able
like
to-
LeBron?
I don't feel like he would have been able to make it because Mike was just so thought it through so well. That
Right.
I feel like he would have been able to adjust, but I don't feel like it would have been an easy adjustment. But I feel like he could have figured it out
Right.
to where it didn't affect his game. Because the best thing about Mike is when between the lines, when it was time to hoop,
Yeah.
Mike was going at whoever Mike was making plays.
Right.
And I had a conversation with people like Mike probably wouldn't be like Kobe, probably not the best teammates for guys, but guys will want to go to war with them type of guys. But you ain't want to be in that locker room with them every single day.
But knowing what you saw in the last dance, would you want to play with Mike? Seeing how he berated sometimes his teammates.
Me and my personality, yeah, because I want to win. If that's what it takes to win, like
Right.
some of them guys, you wouldn't even know who they were if they wasn't on the team with Mike.
That's
Mike
true.
played with Purdue, Luke Longley, these guys. Besides Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, like
Right.
Dennis Rodman was great. They had that style, never said to work for Mike.
Right.
It worked for Mike, but I feel like he could have figured it out. It ain't easy. I'm older. I'm old school. I don't really get into all the social media like that.
Right. Right.
I put on there what I don't mind nobody saying. That's just what I do.
Right.
And I feel like he could have. It would have been hard. It would have been different. Social media is so different these days.
Because people are more sensitive, and social media allows that sensitivity to come out at times.
And you could be these gangsters and these people behind computers that you
Right.
you know you wouldn't say that to somebody's face, but you know you ain't never really got no chance to really come into contact and
Right.
really be who you really portraying on this computer.
And you remember Mike retired because of the pressure of being in the spotlight. Initially, when he retired to go play baseball, he felt like it was too much pressure.
I feel like he would have figured it out. I figured he
Think
would
so?
have figured it out. Just Mike being who Mike is, and I feel like he would have been able to figure it out. I'm not saying it'd been easy, but I feel like he could have figured it out.
Keep what you think.
Yeah, I agree with him because it's just like if you grow up in it and if that's what you're brought up on, that's what happens. It's like if I'm, like we said, bro, I don't think I could have made it with slavery. You know what I'm saying? You had to take this and that because we wasn't brought up not going into a restaurant, whites only, sitting at the back of the bus. So
Condition for it, right?
it's like a animal. You put them in a habitat, you find a way to adapt, right? So I think with his mindset just to be great and his killer will, he would have adjusted and blocked out the noise and said it's strictly about basketball. I don't care what they saying. I don't care what they posting. Because like you said, he kind of like, him and Kobe like saying, I don't give a damn what the outside world think. They not sensitive. Like, I want to say like, there's a thing with Durant. He reading the headlines and you posting what everybody say about you. You going at a fan who probably sleeping in his mama's basement saying some shit about you and you responded. I don't see Mike doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So definitely would adapt because it would have been strictly about basketball. So this is like, because I say all the time, I'm watching a movie, bro, they probably would have killed me, dog, because I can't deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But back then, I'd have sucked that shit up and been like, I'm for my kid, I'm going to have to be around. So, yeah, it's just adapting to the environment you in. You got to adapt.
Yeah, I think what separated Mike from everybody is mental toughness. And when you reading people going at you because you missed a shot, like Death Dress with Danny Green, it's a lot to deal with. You just got to block it out. It's like white noise. And I tell my kids when I was growing up, my mom used to get on me and I didn't really want to hear what she's saying. Look, let it go in one ear and right out the other. Don't even pay attention to it. Don't even read it. And I think Mike would have done that.
I don't think you're supposed to tell your kids that, man.
Hey, bro. It's all good. I told him that. I told him that. That's what I told him. I said, Dad did that.
Like, hey, you know my mom said something to me?
Yeah, I
should let it go do it.
No, I don't.
Like, you don't supposed to tell them that. I don't think that's what you're supposed to be saying.
You gotta be 100 with these kids these days,
Mom
bro.
gonna want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
With you.
Hey man, mom can't tell me too much nowadays.
Your mom will be like, what?
She can't tell me too much now.
P9.
No, until listen to this podcast, she gonna be on you. She gonna want what? So you telling them don't listen to me?
Yeah, bro.
I said, Dad did that. That don't mean you got it. I'm gonna be on that ass all day. But I think Mike would have adapted because, like you said, you got to grow your brand nowadays socially. Yeah. Like you got to be on these social medias, bro, and you just got to not read into it, bro. It's like you read it and then keep it moving, dog. Don't even entertain it. Don't even. It's really nothing to get emotional about it. It's what it is. You know you, right? It's about playing ball, and that's just this it. And I think that would have separated Mike from this era because he's so mentally tough, and that's what we all say why he'll be the GOAT because he never went to a game 7. Like, he just was mentally tough to kill you every single time. Whereas now today's athletes, they read that like, yo, what are you talking about? Burner accounts? Like, it's just a different athlete. But I think Mike would have been able to adapt. But it would have been hard because, like you said, him going to Vegas when they played the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals at 2, 3 in the morning, coming in, got shoot around, he had a bad game, right? That's 10 times bigger than what it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just think he wouldn't have cared about it.
Well, you would have hoped he did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the only difference.
Yeah.
Because everything you do now, it's just like 10 times over. It's on the internet instantly.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna find out somehow, somewhere. It's gonna be super.
And I tell people, right, it's like, I don't even think you can have. I love the show, right? When they have the when on the celebrities, what they call it? Come on, VH1. What's that show?
I don't know, man.
You know when they do their
Come on, man, you
backstory,
gotta know your stuff,
when
man.
they do the backstory of their life.
Unsung?
Unsung. I don't think you can have an unsung now, 'cause we know everything. Back then, you look at unsung, you be like, damn, I ain't know that happened and such. Because like now, something happened,
Well,
you know it the next day.
The next day, that like
most guys, in the past, people live more in the mystery. They have more private things. I mean, like you said before, there's not. We didn't have camera phones.
Everybody see what you're doing now.
Everybody knows everything, so you can't move without having. I mean, it can be the simplest thing to the biggest thing.
Yeah.
A camera phone's gonna be in your face, so you got to be prepared for it. So I think he would be. I'm like you guys. I think he would adjust. He just had to condition himself differently. I mean, I think that's just that's the issue. You know what I mean? Like he conditioned himself to get stronger and faster because he had to go through the Pistons. Yeah. The same approach you'll take dealing with, different with media and different with just dealing with people out there in the world. Yeah. I mean, but it does say a lot about LeBron and some of those other players, that can get through this type of scrutiny and go through these different issues and not have to and still be flourish and still have success. I mean, if you take some of those players that played back in the 80s and 90s and put them through this era, the mental aspect of the game, they wouldn't be able to get through.
But LeBron them been dealing with this in middle school, man. The press, like these athletes coming up.
Yeah, but social media wasn't what it is. Social media wasn't even anything. It was in middle school.
When LeBron,
now it's big.
But LeBron was in high school, he was on ESPN.
Yeah, but being on ESPN and having somebody having a camera phone in your face.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying. But he
different.
used to the.
I feel like LeBron's used to it, though.
He used to it.
Was in LeBron's
face. So this is the crazy thing. So
when he with the humble, they come in. You know what I'm saying? He been dealing with this since high school.
And I agree because the thing I didn't realize this, and I always he's the biggest. He has LeBron pajamas, but the rest of us
and his tattoo.
We think LeBron's okay, but
he got his tattoo on his butt cheeks.
But attach yourself to greatness, man.
The one thing I do have a lot of respect for LeBron. When we be at the Wizards games, and we sat right there and actually seen it for ourselves. Like there was like cameras around, but there was one cameraman specific for LeBron only. So he's tying his shoes up. They're right there. He moves to the left. They're right there. He moves to the right. They're not even covering the rest of the team. They're just focused on LeBron only. And it's like, man, like you starting to see to yourself, like, okay, I get it. I see why this dude has the confidence he has, but you also see why, like, sometimes he pushes back. Because of the fact that he's always been open, he's always got a camera lens in his face, he always got to be discussed, and I'm pretty sure at some point you get tired of it. Before you get to a point where it becomes overwhelming, and then when he doesn't win, it gets even bigger. Yeah, so it's got to be a different resolve. Man, I'm gonna let you finish this up.
Yeah, I feel like he with his whole campaign and everything, more than a game for him.
Yeah,
it really is that for him. Mm-hmm. In his platform, he's using basketball as a tool to change more than just basketball,
right?
More than about everything he's doing. Like he's been conditioned for this, since high school. Yeah. His whole team is around. He got these friends and people that he's met, put him in positions to where he got people who he trusts. And any mistakes, I'm sure he ain't perfect and he makes mistakes and he does things, but
you got a great team.
He got a great team around him.
Great team around him
that shields him from this, protects him from this, and they shine the light and the camera on him. When the time is right, they documenting everything. Everything's documented for LeBron for after basketball. To put this documentary out and these things for his legacy to be more than just after basketball. Because LeBron after basketball is still going to be relevant in the world from all the movies and all the other things that LeBron is doing.
Man, hey, you're absolutely correct, man. That's a good finish right there. So, like I said before, we got a guest today, Aaron Bullock from Relentless Management Group. Brother, I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad that you answered my DM on IG, man. I'm glad you came in person. That's even bigger.
Appreciate it.
We're happy to have you. Once again, another applause for you.
Appreciate it.
So, well, this is my first question, man. Just let us know, let our guests know, let our listeners know, like your background, your story, like how you become where you at now, and what are you working on currently?
Well, I came up in a store that's an area store called We Are One. I was a district manager, and I learned the game kind of through those guys. One of the owners of We Are One was Nate Peak at the time, and he represented Steve Francis. So Steve Francis was always around. They took great care of me. They showed me a lot of things at a young age of 16, 17, 18, taking me out, flying me to Houston, just putting me in positions to learn and absorb a whole lot. And being around guys, and when they got younger guys coming in, they had us hanging around and taking them out and just spending time with these guys at a young age to when they're 2 or 3 years older than me, and they like to do the same things we like to do. We going out, we having fun, and they just put me around them guys and in the atmosphere. So when I started helping them recruit guys and doing things, then I just kind of, opportunity came to my life, and I kind of branched off and did my own thing, and they still support me and help me out and do things, and it's just an opportunity for me that I couldn't really pass up. I've always been a guy who like to help people, and with sports just came together. It's a way to be in and around sports without playing it, and it's just, and be able to help people, and especially financially. These guys go through so many different financial people, family things they got to take care. They got so much on their plate.
Right.
And just trying to tell them that all of them think they're going to play forever. They're going to play for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years, and they're going to keep getting this money, and that's really not how it goes.
Absolutely.
Because you can't play on that next contract until you get it. So therefore, this first deal, until you get that second contract, you got to live like this is the rest of the money you're going to get for the rest of your life.
Right.
And taxes is the number one thing nobody thinks about. Every time you think somebody signed for $40 million, oh, they got $40 million.
Right. Yeah.
Automatically, it's like $20, $25 million tops.
Right.
Depending on where you playing at. If you're in a state where they no state taxes. So
taxes are
but the federal taxes is going no matter where you go, and that's like 30% basically on its own. So try to educate these guys. It ain't really about telling them what to do, but you really want to educate them and try to have them make an educated decision on their own, because at the end of the day, it's their money and it's their things they want to do. It's just for me to give my opinion or my vision of it and say, you might want to think about this before you do that. At the end of the day, if you do it, then I'm going to try to do my best to save them the most money on it, to put them in a position, but I want them to make an educated decision before you just going out and somebody asking you for something because you got it. Yeah, you could do it, but then an extent of 3 or 4 years down the line, if you don't get that next deal, it's like, did you really want to do that? So I like it. I like to be in positions and help people always. I've always been in that position with my friends when I was younger, and just studied, and just finance was, we kind of critiqued it, and now I kind of added the finance piece because it was first just day-to-day and the intricacies of day-to-day life for an athlete or entertain someone who's famous and all the pressures to try to alleviate some of it from them. But now we added a financial piece that kind of took us over the top, give us a little bit more longevity. It ain't something you have to have. It's not a necessity, but I'll save you more money than it will cost you to pay me. And my fee is tax deductible also, because you're paying for a service.
Right.
So the follow up, right? The branding wise, right? When I first moved here, moved here like 20 years ago, right? When I first moved here, I saw that clothing line, the brand, we are one everywhere. And for like a brand of the Organ Brothers, right? What mindset or what thing, how you get that, where you get people want to support? Because, man, I would go out, jogging suits, sweatsuits, dudes I work with from D.C. Bro, I knew you was from D.C. if I saw 301 on, right?
Absolutely.
So I just want to follow up on how to even get your brand out and get people to want to support and be a part of that movement.
Well, your brand, first and foremost, is attached to who you guys are. So the guys who initially who gonna support your movement is gonna be guys that you've been coming in contact with, that you built your relationship with, who gonna just support you on the strength of you being who you are, you being you are, he being who he is. So from there, it's 3 people here. You got 5 people, he got 5 people, he got 5 people. So now this 3 goes to 18.
Wow.
Right.
Then the 18 goes to people who support them, and you just, word of mouth is, We Are One been around since 1992 initially. When the first, I started there when I was in high school. I had a job, my first job. I was 15 wasn't even 16 yet. Like 15 to 9 months, I had to get a work permission slip
Right.
from the school to work in there.
Right.
And it was a neighborhood thing. It started out in a neighborhood thing. Then you got people in the neighborhood, then they had NBA guys and the NBA guys, Steve Francis and those guys, kind of expanded the brand to where it got some national recognition outside of in Houston, Baltimore, and relationships he's built. And it's still going to this day, but it's gonna go off, started on who you are, and guys who you built your relationship with over 20 years and support you. Even you said you've been here for 20 years, if you got friends back from wherever you're from, they're gonna support you. Yeah, you ain't no different person who you was 20 years ago. Hopefully, yeah, you better, but you ain't to your core. You still who you are.
Right.
And those relationships you built.
He been solid. He been solid.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And there's three of them, and there's guys who are just good, solid people, and you build your brand, and it says we are one. Says it on its own. It says enough to where it ain't like you don't want to support that. It says we are one, so it was easier to brand that on a national brand than it is you saying F you or whatever the case may be. It says we are one. It's galvanizing. It's bringing everything together. So it's easy to support.
Because I was even at the Essence Festival in New Orleans, right? DC had been at DC. They all got there. We all one-on-one. I was like, what is it? They're like, right, it's just a DC. And then when I first moved there, it was just everywhere. So that's why I was like,
and it was urban.
Yeah.
It had big pockets. You got to put your
Yeah.
hands in there. You ain't got to try to do this. A little small zipper pocket here for your little stash, and just it fit our urban and our demographic for people who are look like us, act like us, come from our same backgrounds. We could be from New York or New Jersey, New Orleans. Urban is urban. It's just urban in New Orleans. It's urban in New York.
we all keep it at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
It was ingenious, bro.
Talk about like the Relentless Management Group. I know you. I've seen. Me and you've talked about this before. RMG. Like, how did you start that? How did that start? Like, how did you get that going?
Me and another guy that I met when I was 18 years old. He was throwing parties. And being from this area and popular, yo, come through my spot, pull up on us. We used to go to a place called Palladium back in the day here. When I was young, Palladium was probably the best party on a Sunday night.
Where was that at? Where was that at?
It was on 6th Street, right connected to it's called Insomnia. It used to be Insomnia, but it's connected to the Verizon Center now. It's right there on 6th
What year was that?
This was, I graduated 2000, so I guess probably around the year 2000.
Yeah.
It moved to DC Tunnel years after when they tried to do a remake of it, but once downtown changing, and the Verizon Center came and they bought all that as a parking garage and all those things, so now that's how that changed. But I met him, he was throwing parties, we were going there, he come in, he buy some We Are One stuff, he supporting, so you supporting me, I'm gonna support you. You having a party, we come through, and once we got there, you see all these people, you see all these girls, he got a section for us, it's laid out for us. Yo, you showing me love, I'm showing you love, but he had the athletes coming in there. So at that time, young guys who in college are coming in, I'm working in We Are One, I know they got the management coming, I know they got Steve Francis, so in my mind it's clicking, it's like, oh, them young boys coming in here. They're in college right now, I can't really do no business with them, but I can lock into them, hey, what's going on, what you got going on, let me come to your game, let me support you and build that back and forth. So now they see you in a position, they know you working and you're busy now, they want to ask you questions. So that's how that really fell in the guy's lap. And he know I'm around, so me and him locked in. And from there, this has been going since probably 2006. Sean Merriman was the first guy we ended up doing some work with way back then. He just was coming around and just people in a position like, yo, got these people call me, man, they say the same they want to do. So like, yo, give them a call for me, see what they talking about. And that's exactly
So
how
that was the first line of business. Like, what type of line of business did you establish with them?
just basically like a manager.
Right.
But he's in college. He was thinking about ready to go pro, so it ain't really no exchange or no currency or nothing.
Right.
Like, you was at UNLV,
I'm
right?
playing.
No, he's
No, First America talking about the
Sean, not the football.
basketball player.
Yeah, okay.
Talking about the line.
And he was just around. And just at this time, he playing well. He was top pick. So when he thinking about going through his process, like, yo, we got such calling me, and they, you know what I'm saying, he want to represent me. They saying this or whatever. Like, he's just filtering the calls and really filtering it out. At that time, we ain't really had this know-how that we have now, but at that time, we just hearing everybody out. Like, this is one agent, or this is one person want to rap, this is another person want to rap. We taking and fulfilling information. We might hear this from him and didn't hear from him, but he liked this person better. So therefore, now I'm gonna ask you, such and such. I ain't gonna say such and such who it is, but he said he can offer this, or he could do this for 2% versus you said you're gonna do it for 3%. I'm not gonna tell him who it is, but we got a guy and we would like, if we would go with you, if you could do it at the same rate, he gonna do it at. He likes you. He might have been a black guy, he might have been a, whatever the case. You got what people like and what people comfortable with.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people don't want a white guy.
Right.
Just from where they were raised at and the type of,
feel they can't relate to me.
Right.
So therefore, that don't mean we're gonna bring him to the table. We bring him to the table, give what he got. We might take some of that knowledge, and now we really get with who we really want to get with.
Right.
But if you talking 3% and he said 2%, all right, the white guy say you can do it for 2%. You gonna think about it. But now, if I really want to go with you, now I need you to do it for 2%.
Right.
I might tell you 1.5.
Right.
I'm trying to save my guy money. I don't really care about how much it gets you. I want to save my guy. I ain't really. So therefore, just getting that information. But that's how that happened.
Yeah,
Just
right.
filling the lap and just answering calls and just going in about.
And at the same time, you're picking up experience.
Picking up experience, no question.
And
I
building
already had.
connections.
I could ask Nate and ask the guy who represents Steve Francis
Right.
questions and information for him because he want to rep him too. So he trying to get in at the same time. That's your man. Bring him down to office. Let me talk to him.
Yeah.
So therefore, I had another crutch, a guy who's been in the game and experienced
Right.
to lean on with my questions. Yeah, he wanted the kid, but he wasn't gonna be mad at me if I couldn't deliver the kid at that time. Like he just trying to use me for my influence. I'm trying to use him for his information. It's a fair exchange, no robbery. I'm okay with that.
Right.
Yeah,
He
so,
wasn't mad at me if I couldn't
so
deliver.
talk about some of the strategies you guys use to sign like your top client. Like, cause I mean, every agency probably selling the same thing, right? It's like, how can you, like, what strategies have you used to say, you know what, sign your top client that you guys have at Relentless?
Our two top clients, we signed them on two totally different ways. One of them, he was already been in the league and already not in the league.
Can you name him?
Been in the business. Nah, they ain't. He already been in the business. He's an entertainer. He's
We'll
a rapper.
take that. We'll take
He's a
that.
rapper, but he'd already been in the business and he'd already been through 3, 4, 5 different management companies that he
Right.
didn't work out with.
Right.
And a friend of his, he already know us. They know the type of integrity. They know we good people.
Right.
Niggas in like, yo, I want you to look at this paperwork and see what some of y'all can do and
Right.
kind of make it right because he done been taken advantage of by 3 and 4 people already
Yeah, that's great.
with the high percentages and the things these guys get involved in without really reading it is unbelievable.
Right.
The fine print is really the fine print when you don't know. When you signed up for an option and you signed up for 3 years of it, but the option year exploded 6% versus the first 3 years because it's an option. And just the fine print of it, they've been taking them through the ringer so much when you done been in 3 or 4 people and you still paying them when you with another agent or
Right.
another management. So that means you paying him, and him.
Wow.
How you ain't gonna make no money.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna make no money.
None.
And they spend so much money on people hanging around and hanging on and just traveling with you and doing a time like this when you ain't doing no shows or you ain't
ain't
doing
making
nothing.
no money.
You wish you had that cash right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You ain't really hurting on your
Yeah,
head
especially
for it,
COVID.
but
Yeah.
with COVID right now, you
Overhitting.
ain't nobody doing no shows.
Absolutely.
You can do it, nobody won't show up. Unless you're
You
down
ain't doing no
south.
shows, you ain't making no money, but for years you done just did whatever. Because the people you got behind the scenes, they don't really have a relationship. They don't really care for you. If you want to do it, all right, cool, go ahead. All right, you want to go buy this house? All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Then you don't do your taxes right, so you still got the back money to pay, but you paid them their percentage. But you got to take at least, for me, I want to pay people after taxes, man. Because my
Right.
money's there. If I'm paying you a percentage, I want to pay you percent after the tax, man. I can't pay you 20% on top of the whole number of it.
Right.
Because that ain't the number.
That ain't the number.
That ain't the
That ain't the number. I ain't bringing that home.
Yeah.
I
Right.
ain't never even want to touch that.
Right.
So, but that, a lot of people don't think about that. But if I don't got that personal relationship and I don't care for you like that, they don't care. They
still
made
got
their
the bottom line.
percentage.
Right.
They want you to go out and get another deal. They don't really, like, you ain't making me no money, really. I'm the artist, I'm the talent. Like, my work speaks for itself.
Right.
You a middleman for me.
Yeah.
So how much am I gonna give you for that, though? I'm gonna pay you. I want to pay you for your service, but how much is that really worth? They called you to get to me. You ain't called them. You ain't really go hunting for that work. That work fell in your lap. You answered the phone call. You answered the email.
Yeah.
How much is that worth? Because I could do it. It could take away from my performance and my focus on what I got going on.
Right.
But how much is that really worth?
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, so what have you done to advance like your clients off the field, like to tell them different type of stuff they can take advantage of, how I can prepare you more than what you're doing on the field than off the field?
Well, most of our guys are from urban areas like us, so
Right.
a lot of them are heavily involved in when they give back.
Right.
And that is great, and I love guys who made it and they want to show somebody else who come from their neighborhood or come from there or
Right.
look like them and show them you can make it.
Yeah.
So they're heavily involved in non-profit things. The guys do football camps every year. We do backpack giveaways. We do Thanksgiving. We do giveaways.
Yeah, I seen online one time. Sneakers, y'all doing like a sneaker drive, something like that.
Sneaker drives.
Yeah.
Christmas we do
Yeah.
gifts. We do those type of things all year round. But another thing we do with guys during the off season, things that they're really, really interested in, not really for a money maker, but if you're interested in broadcasting during the summertime, we set you up with CBS. You go over there for 2 weeks. They set you up and you go in there and you're really learning the intricacies of it.
Right.
Not just being there, because it ain't just showing up and getting on TV and talking. It's more than that.
It's more than that, exactly.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't Tony Romo just come on the field.
All week you
But
prepare.
he's probably prepping.
Yeah.
He still preps. He was prepping
Yeah,
beforehand.
no question.
Absolutely.
All week you set up to get to this Saturday when you really doing the show. You ain't just showing up on Saturday. And get the show.
Exactly.
You all week, y'all ain't just set up to do this. Y'all ain't phone calls and all this before now. You gave me the questions before or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
You prepped me for, so therefore now
Right.
I can run it off. And I don't gotta, I seen the questions, but I don't gotta, for what you asking me, I don't gotta write it down to know. Because you asking me
Exactly.
about my experiences. But
Absolutely.
at the same time, it's the preparation all week to get to that point.
Right.
That investments wise, we do some things real estate where you own this property, you can make money off this for the rest of your life.
Right. I was going to ask you that because how do you,
For the rest of your life.
when they're no longer playing, how do you keep revenue coming in? Of course, they're never going to be making the type of money they
And
made.
that's the thing we tell them. You
Well,
never make the type of money you're making right
But
now.
how do you
So
prep
as
them
long
to
as you do it.
understand that? Like, hey, listen, we want to make sure you still having some revenue so you can keep and maintain a certain lifestyle.
Investments, and you gotta tell them, you don't think because you played football for 5 years, you're gonna be able to go home and sit and do nothing for the rest of your life.
Right.
And you're young too, you know.
You're young, like you bought your mama a house, you paid for it, but then like with a car in 5 years, she don't want another car.
Yeah.
You gonna want another car.
Yeah, it's true.
So-
Like I said, these kids finishing their career.
And you're
like
27 years old,
yeah,
30
some of
years
them-
old. Like, you got to do something else. So things that they're passionate about,
Right.
you try to preach that at that time. You try to get opportunities at that time, even when they're not physically moving the pieces every day of it.
Right.
But they're interested in it and their minds are already thinking about it. So therefore, once playing career is over with, now you dive into that. Even if it's non-profit work, so you got to build your foundation up. So therefore, you can keep running your foundation after football.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
If you're into food and you want a restaurant or whatever the case may be, these investments, even if you don't want it to be Joe Blow's restaurant, you might want to get you 7 Jimmy John's if it make money for you or whatever the case may be.
Franchise,
But
yeah.
things that you're interested in,
Yeah.
because even if it make you money, that don't mean you don't want to go there and really be active in it just because
Right.
it makes you money.
Yeah, it's true.
But I want you to find out what you're interested in to take you 5, 10, 20 years down the line. So therefore, when you want to go to these meetings, you ain't just sitting in this meeting.
Yeah, it was like,
If
what
you're
that
interested in it and you're passionate about it,
Right.
it's gonna come out like it's coming out when I'm talking to you right now. Because
Right.
this is what I'm
It's in
passionate
you,
about.
yeah, yep.
And these are things that you're really interested in, that you want to do for the rest of your life. Because football is a small portion of your life.
Exactly.
Up until you play pro. It was a
It
whole
is.
part of your life the whole time because you did these steps to get to that point.
Yeah.
But once you get there, average career span about 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the league. So therefore, average career span, yeah, you played 10 years, you did great. That was wonderful.
You accept
You
not
played
the
10
rule.
years, so therefore those 10 years set you up for the next 30.
Right.
Not just you,
Right.
your family.
Your
also.
family. Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're not gonna make this amount of money nowhere,
Nowhere
unless you Charles Barkley and you're making a couple $1 million on TNT, but those are the numbers. Everybody not doing that.
Right.
Everybody not doing that.
Exactly.
But yeah, you want a daycare? You want
Right.
a boys and girls club?
Right.
These are the things that if you play right and you do right while you're playing in these relationships that you're making with the guy who owns this Fortune 500 company, and you be right and be good to these people will go make
Okay.
donations and do things. I got a guy that I'm very, very close with, got a program in Tennessee, AAU basketball program. And he does phenomenal because when he played basketball at the school, he was just a lovable guy. And he's never moved it back away from that school.
Wow.
He's from here. He never moved back away from that school.
Right.
Got his whole AAU program, got a gym, everything set up because while he was there, those 4 years, he took advantage of it. He went and played overseas for a couple of years, came back, and now he got a whole program of people making donations to his program, and they're winning, and he got putting kids in school. He put like $500,000 in scholarships from kids in school.
Right.
That's
So,
amazing.
and that's what he was passionate about. He already knew he was passionate about that. He wanted to help kids make it and feel like give him an opportunity that somebody gave him.
Right.
So it's about things, trying to get them to get into things that they're passionate about, that it ain't gonna be work for. Like, this ain't really work for me. It's work, but it ain't really work for me.
Because then they'll be invested.
Then you'll be invested in it. That's
Right,
exactly
because
what
a lot of
it's about.
cats, they get taken advantage of. Well, they just put, $1 million invested into it, and then before you know it, they got beat, right? But like you said, if they are passionate about something, real estate or whatever the case may be, they're gonna watch, they're gonna cross their T's, dot their I's, they're gonna make sure things are running correctly, and that's amazing, man. Yep, that's good, though.
So how did you guys figure out? Because we've been on your site. We like to do our Google homework here.
Yeah, we gotta do our homework.
And how did you guys figure out to have such a diverse portfolio of services? Like you guys go across all boards,
Yeah, y'all do.
all lines of
Time to
business.
get to that, that's what I'm saying.
And how long did exactly? How long did it take you to get from the starting point where you were at, where you started at, to where you're at now?
Well, first it was just management services, just day-to-day management, bill pay, help you hire your agent, help you hire your financial guy, things just day-to-day standpoint of it.
Right.
But that wasn't sustainable for the long haul of the business. We had to provide a service that you need. Everyone everyone needs to get their taxes done. Everybody needs it for auditing purposes, for management, for day-to-day. Everyone needs that. If when you're making this type of money especially. And a lot of guys don't pay their taxes and then go back and then now you owe tax people $1 million.
Right,
It's crazy.
$1 million.
Crazy that.
I hear that so much, but I be like, bro, you don't know you gotta pay taxes?
That $1 million, it might be $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 in actual tax money, but it'd be the fees and penalties that they be beating us over their head with. It'd be hundreds of thousands of dollars. The penalties, it really would be. So that's savings in its own right then and there. So we had to get something more than just the day-to-day services of it, something that everyone needs. Before that, you can do it on your own. You can probably have your sister do it. Would she do it as efficiently, effectively as me?
Right.
No. Would she save you as much as she gonna save me? No, but she could do it.
Yeah.
Right.
But as far as being a tax professional and getting it, the preparation of it, because it ain't even the money in the taxes. Because you can do your taxes and send it to somebody without you putting it all together, and they would charge you $10,000 to $20,000 because you ain't got it already categorized.
Right.
This is expense versus for your home, for your business, for these different things. So if I just give you my taxes and say, here, I gave you all these receipts and all these come with it, that person who's paying your taxes is going to charge you by the hour. And if it's not already put together and already categorized for expenses and all these things, they charge you per hour.
Right.
So therefore, the preparation of it, well, after I give you the taxes, you might pay $2,000 or $3,000 for it. But if you didn't have me preparing for you throughout the whole year, and you gave it to them, you're going to pay them 15, 20 grand because you got to go item by item, receipt by receipt, and they got to categorize it in each category.
That's crazy.
And these guys is going to play in these other cities, you only there for work. So everything you do there is for work. It's a tax write-off.
Right.
Every last thing you do. That home, if you didn't buy it, you rent it, that entire rent can be written off. Wow. The lease on the car, the entire lease. If you own
Putting them on game out here.
if you own the car, you
Yeah.
can only pay off the mileage on it for you using it. But if you rent it, the entire $1,500 if you leasing it, the entire $1,500 a month, tax write-off. The rental property that you living in, the entire rent might be $3,500 a month. The entire balance of it is written. You can write it off. And that same goes for us, and you running a home business now.
Right.
Yeah.
So therefore, you couldn't write it off similar to the size of the business. You couldn't write it entirely of the whole portion of it. But if I got my office down in the basement and it's 1/5 of it, I can write off 20% of it.
It's a good tax write-off right here.
My point exactly.
This Mike Bob time right now.
The buy, the drink,
Absolutely.
all of these things that
This is entertainment.
and it goes in, and that's the same thing. That old Don, he ain't shit. But old Don,
but he made it for
and his taxes, the way he doing it, is showing you how they do it. And people with money, Jay-Z said in his raps all the time, I don't pay no taxes.
Right.
He ain't no different.
And people act like they shocked when Donald Trump said it.
They
like,
doing it the right way. If I'm making all this money and I'm spending and I'm giving donations and I'm spending money, it costs for me to be this.
Absolutely.
That private jet I took,
Right now.
I read that off.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So therefore, at the end of the year, when they said I made $50 million, but if I expense $20 million, that means I made $30 million now. I ain't make $50 million.
Right.
Because expenses come off automatically before that bottom number. And taxes is expense also.
Yeah, absolutely. So has COVID impacted y'all management group? Like you said, entertainers can't perform.
COVID did some wonders for, man, but only thing really that got us over the hump was the PPP and other grants and stuff we filed for being a black minority business.
Okay.
And gave us grants 10 grand and 5 grand and just grants. These one grants that you ain't really gonna fall in your lap. You be talking to people. Oh, I got this. Oh yeah, let me try to file for that.
Oh,
yeah, we've been hearing about those grants. Maybe not in a great way either.
Crazy, but not in a great way. But they've been giving it to everybody, and not really vetting it because
Yeah.
people don't got these businesses, and they thinking they gonna get this money. Some of these people got to pay this money back. I mean,
And they coming after you.
They've
been coming after you.
You better do right with
Absolutely,
it,
yeah.
for sure. But
Yeah.
COVID definitely affected us in a crazy way because now I'm not able to travel and do the things like I would normally do to get in front of a kid, to do this, to build this.
Right, yeah.
For me to build a relationship with you. And feel like someone who you might want to call for some advice or somebody who just run around and just show you the right way without being in front and center and in your face. Coming to support you. These guys, we want to feel like supported. Even though you went to the game, whatever the case may be, that means something to a lot of these guys. Because they feel like they want to, especially in the position, I'm going to be dealing with your finances. You want someone you built a relationship with.
That's right. You want to see them face to face. Absolutely.
Anytime. Even if you asking me about, not even about business all the time. Because some of the phone calls, it don't even be about business. You want advice about life. You feel like you're older. You feel like you're doing okay for yourself. You made it. You're doing all right for yourself. You've been through some things.
Right.
That you can just give me some advice on. So that's what that face-to-face interaction of it has been crazy. We ain't spending the money on traveling, but we ain't getting the opportunity face-to-face to increase our roster. We ain't getting those opportunities. We've only been able to increase our roster, but now through athletes, through entrepreneurs that we've now expanded because now we do tax services and day-to-day services. So now you own a restaurant and you're a chef. Like I know it's fine as a restaurant owner and a chef. So therefore, he making money. And he gonna need his taxes done. So therefore, that added piece was able to only way we increasing our roster right now. We ain't got no new football players, no new entertainers, or none of that. Because I can't get out and get on the road and get face to face with you. You're on a Zoom, ain't nobody like, oh, yo, ain't nobody trying to.
It's not personable.
It ain't. It ain't.
You can't see like your emotion and like, I feel it.
Now with that process, the coaches and the AAU guys who've been close to them now, they've always navigated those processes. You had to go through them.
Right.
Now it's hard for me to contact and get in front of him. So now I'm not even an option for them, for them guys. Normally, if I got in front of that AAU coach or I got in front of whoever's making a decision, I got an opportunity. But now if I don't get in front of you at all, I just called your phone and just like, hey, how you doing, man?
Just another carrier.
You're just a number. You're a number.
Yeah.
In a numbers game.
Yeah.
But we've been able to.
And then if you don't know the number, you ain't even answer the phone.
But for 3 months, we ain't charged none of our guys fees for 3 months during COVID. So that was able to keep our clients. Because through the PPP, the other grants, we were able to stay afloat. It wasn't about making no money. It's about keeping you as a client. Name. So when it turns back over, I still got you on my roster. Even though I built this up with you and built this relationship with you, ain't no loyalty in this game. It's about what you can do for me.
Absolutely.
I understand that. So therefore, I'm low. We ain't take no fees for 3 months. 3 months, no fees.
But that helped y'all.
That's a quarter. In the long term, I mean, we got the PPP to help us extend it and keep us afloat for all the things because you ain't got that revenue coming in. But for the long term of it, it's business is folded right now. Who ain't making it? They done.
It's tough. Do you think that, just that, taking that step, taking that process, or just making that decision, does that separate you guys from the other organizations, the other groups, management groups that are doing the same type of service you're doing?
No question, because they don't care nothing. They don't really got that personal relationship like that. Our guys is really boutique-ish, family-style business. Like, I'm going to people's houses and talking to their moms, and I'm sending Happy Mother's Day flowers to moms, and they ain't doing that. They don't got that. They don't care nothing about that. But I'm not sitting in your living room, and you done made dinner for me and talk to me about your dad and your grandma. These are personal things that you told me that I've seen around. Your little sister going off to college and things that I sent them. Oh, my sister going to school, she got to get a new car. Can you find her a car? Things that I've, done and built that personal relationship. So I got to call her and say, all right, what you looking for? This is range. He gave me the range. I ain't giving all the information to her, but I'm going to try to get you a car. Let me know what you might like. Right. So therefore, now I'm building a relationship with her, hoping to get to what she got to go to. She going to college, she need a car. Cool, you want to buy your sister a car? I ain't against that. Cool.
We ain't not just investing in that person, investing in the entire family.
And the entire family, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we want to put them in a position to where if it's less on him to have to take care of, that's more money that he can have for the long haul. Because think about it, within 10 years or 4 or 5 years, this revenue might not be what it is right now. So I need you to be able to put in a position to take care of yourself because he might not be able to do that.
Right.
If it's a bonus on top of it, yeah, he got it. Cool. He's still playing. Yeah, we're going to help you a little further. Now we can send you to grad school or whatever the case may be. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That make you get to where you got to go to help you be self-sufficient. So now you ain't dependent on him. I just watched the Mike Vick special the other day. It came back on.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah,
It was incredible. I didn't see it the first
time.
Really just looking into it.
Yeah.
How you got all that money and then you owe $50 million? What?
Yeah,
it's tough, bro.
Yeah, he lost all that money.
First and foremost, taxes.
Yeah, all that money.
People had working for him before that wasn't doing the taxes.
They weren't doing the taxes.
He's taking care of everybody.
Everybody.
It's hard for them to say no, but if you call me and you tell them call Aaron, I'm gonna tell them.
Private job, somebody.
We can't do that, man.
You need a no person.
We can't do that, man.
You
gotta.
And it's hard, right? Like you said, you coming from.
It's hard for him.
Coming from the hood.
It ain't hard for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say, like you coming from the hood, and you feel like, man, this person helped me, that person helped me. Man, I can't tell moms no. I can't tell grandma no. That's grandma. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you gotta have.
His range is going beyond that.
And they saying your crew. Look,
yeah, it was
look,
the crew.
Look,
that's
like if we go out and we go out in the club. If I drink, my whole crew drinking. You know what I'm saying? Or if I go eat, my whole crew eat.
If I'm there, your whole crew gonna drink, but one of them dudes gonna have one drink. One of them dudes, right? One of them dudes gonna make sure everything is all right.
You gotta have that down.
I ain't gotta be there, and it's gonna be understood. Listen, man, you stand in this house and you doing something, man, you gotta have some value somewhere, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can understand.
You gotta have some value somewhere.
That's
man.
the thing about him. He had nobody.
We're not paying nobody no driving.
They were just out.
You driving now.
But then too, when you got the Nike, like Michael Vick, for example, he got the Nike money. You know that's coming.
But when it ended,
right? But then when it ended, but nobody thought, you know, when you Mike Vick, he probably didn't think the dog situation when people would be like, "Yo, I'm going to jail. That's going to end it," right? So you like, man, I can blow this, blow that. I got Nike money. I'm the best player in the NFL. I got off the blank cutting this big check. These cats don't think about in 2-3 years.
If it ends,
it can all end at any play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just it's amazing to me when I see athletes, bro, go broke. Like, dude, how? Like, dude, I understand how, but dog, you cannot just be free flowing. Look, if I got millions, I'm not trusting a cat. I know you. Like, if I know you, James, I'm not letting you cut a check for just whatever. I need to see that check come out. I don't care how busy I am.
Ain't no power of attorney.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Dog, bro, I'm gonna make sure I know anything coming out of my bank account.
Yeah.
And cats be trusting me so many cats. I'm like, damn, how y'all go broke like that, dog?
That's how they go broke. You just said
It's crazy,
you
bro.
just said the trust factor.
Not watching it and just not really being aware of
Hey, it's really amazing to me.
It's really when you think you got so much of it, you really feel like, oh, if somebody took 10,000 from you, you really ain't tripping because they feel like I got $50 million. Like they already 10,000 until
nothing.
that
Until
money
going.
not coming in no more.
You wish you had that 10 grand.
You know when they went back and realized it, now they going back and looking 4 years ago and where all this money went at. We do audits we do it twice a month, every down to the penny. So the 1st and the 15th of every month, every transaction for our clients is sent to you in a report on the 1st and the 15th. We do it on the 1st and the 15th. If the 1st comes on a Friday, you will get it on the 4th once all the transactions from that weekend hit. Then you'll get it. But on the 1st and the 15th, we do a forensic audit every 1st and 15th. Every transaction down to the penny. You'll know exactly where it went at. On the 1st and 15th, it's sent to you, and you know exactly what money was spent, who it went to, your mama.
Do you walk through the your clients? Do you walk them through those transactions? Do they actually? How many actually look at it? Do you even know? Do y'all know?
Some of them look at it.
Thanks, dog.
Some of them look at it.
Someone be
like, ask you about what it was.
Yeah.
They'll sometimes, but then you might not get a call for 3 or 4 months, and they don't ask nothing about it.
Sometimes you have to let them know. Like, listen,
man, you better
need
check
to
that
walk
out.
through.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta have a conversation with them because sometimes they're regular transactions when you got your rent and these things that you take care of these different places, but they don't know until it gets to a heavy month, and I'm gotta tell you like, yo, we're going crazy this month now.
Yeah.
You just went and bought this ring, you just bought that chain, you just bought this, you did that. You gotta chill out. So then those when that conversation where I gotta have and I need to get in front of you and I need to show you.
Right.
But until you really go crazy, and I ain't on you, if you on budget, all I'm on a budget, I don't care how much money you got, you're on a budget.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you're on a budget. You
Right.
can't just go crazy.
So if you're in the budget, you ain't tripping.
You're on a budget. If you inside the budget, how you spend your money, I ain't whatever. You ain't go over. I don't gotta have a conversation with you about it. You ain't have to call me, ask me for to put more money in your account or switch it over. You ain't have to call me for it. I'm okay with that.
So just
Whatever
to
you spend
piggyback
it.
off of that, have you ever had a client, this is like a question that's not even a part of the script. Have you ever had a client say, you know what, man, dude just ain't listening to me. Like, I've given you all the great advice. Like, I'm telling you, you spending way out of your budget. So, you know what, we just gonna cut the ties and we just move on.
You will want it. In my mind, I've had that conversation in myself before, but like, yo, this ain't really gonna work.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if it ends,
worse
right, they're
for
gonna
me.
blame you.
It's worse for me.
Yeah.
It is. But then if everything is documented, like I'm telling you on the 1st and 15th and all these conversations, oh, y'all want to do this. I ain't just telling you that on the phone. After I get off the phone
Right.
with you, I'm sending it to you in an email.
Right.
So therefore, I know you sent you this. I said, yo, we should not do this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go on and do that, you're on your own now. My advice, I advise you against this in writing.
Yeah.
So therefore, at the end of the day, you ain't gonna really be able to blame me. In a public eye, you're gonna be able to blame me. But if it get down to it, I got these documents to be able to clear my name on this. And when I say,
Right.
you should not do this, you should not do that. Here your each transaction. I didn't take no money from you. Where did I take it from? In here. This is your bank statement. I can't document that.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the statement. Come straight from your bank. This is that. I can't change that.
Yeah.
And here it is when I told you, oh, you shouldn't do that. Or here's what it is when I told you, yo, you going crazy. Gotta cut that down. Oh, you can't get that. But then you came back with it. But some of these guys, you can't even get it. So therefore now you got to, if you set up and they trust you, you can't just go and spend $20,000 because you don't have access to that.
Yeah.
You can't just go spend $20,000. You can't.
Wow.
Because in your account, you're on a budget. This is in your account. You got 10 bands or whatever it is.
So y'all put money in their account, or like how does that work?
It's
So
transferred over on a monthly basis until you go over each month. You know what your budget is. We told you what it is. Every month, that's going to be in there.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
your regular checking account, your day-to-day that your card is, you got a couple grand in there to be able to do what you need to do, but you ain't going to be able to go crazy.
Right.
Not the way it
Okay.
sets you back, and I can't really do my job that way.
Yeah.
Because I can't monitor what you're doing if I just give you your regular checking account, but you got $300,000 and $400,000 and $1 million in.
Yeah.
He gonna bang that all day and ain't gonna have no records to pay. He need to go there sometimes and they say, oh,
It sounds like a lot of people in America need to have
and
that.
guess what he need to do? He need to go
Yeah.
there and bang that card and they tell him,
It
hey,
declined.
they decline.
Yeah.
Then they know. He be
I'm
mad at that point, like, yo, why I ain't got no
Embarrassing.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's humbling for them. It's humbling for them, but it's needed.
Yeah.
When you know you can't just go crazy, like I'm not giving you access to $300,000 at one time, because you will go buy a chain for $40,000 and $50,000 whenever you want to.
Yeah.
You go put a whole car, you will go do it, and they don't just know you. That money you spent right then and there, you could invest in that investment account. You grab more interest on it than you just going to buy it, and then you just spent $100,000, $200,000, that money gone. You ain't getting that back.
Facts.
You ain't going to just buy a house for $400,000 and just take that money out of your account and you just spent it on the house.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question. I know we running short on time, man. So I don't want to hold you up.
Something to the haunted house.
Definitely. I'm about to get you out of here. One quick question though, before we get that last question out of here. Just the other day, I think it was Rick Ross had just bought like 87 acres of land for like $1 million.
Oh, wonderful investment.
Right. So is that something like when you guys out here, you're working with your clients? Is that something you guys look into? Do you look into that for your clients and say, hey, listen, I think if you go buy these 80 acres and put these amount of homes, the amount of money you'll generate over the next 20 years, 30 years, I mean, it can be phenomenal. Like, is those type of things or projects that your guys look at? I mean, you look at as well?
Yeah, we the middleman on it. You guys, your financial guy who will probably bring you these type of opportunities.
Right.
But it's going to be up to me to do my homework on it to see
Right.
exactly what can be done. Because you can have these 87 acres of land and tell me you want to do all this on it, but if you can't build on it and whatever the laws is for this area,
Yeah.
it ain't worth shit.
Yeah.
It ain't worth. She just got 87 acres of what? You gonna put a house on it and that's it? Like
Right.
you can't make this a commercial opportunity for you. You got 87 acres of land. It's great, but what the fuck you gonna do with it?
Right.
So therefore, the opportunity will come to the financial guy, or he'll put it, or they'll put it up on a document or whatever it is. But it's up to me to read through this to see exactly how profitable this could be.
Right.
No questions asked. Just because, in my mind, 87 acres of land sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
But if it's in the middle of nowhere where they ain't building up an area, what
Exactly.
are you doing?
You ain't doing nothing with it.
Guys come to you with so many ludicrous things that their uncle's friend came through with this healthcare plan they want to do.
Right.
it only take us 100,000, but we can make this over. Like, come on, man.
That's crazy.
And then they be mad when they know they came to you with it. So next time I see him at a game, he beefing with me. Because he know I
He
exit.
shut it down.
He know I exit.
And
But
that
I ain't
motherfucker,
gonna pay
that motherfucker, he hate this motherfucker.
That's exactly
He
how
killed
he
my
feel.
idea,
He
dog.
But
You shut down my millions.
if it makes sense,
I'm sure they feel that way.
this is what I want them to understand. If it makes sense, I want them to do that because the longer it is that he's making money, it's good for me.
Right, yeah.
I'm not against it at all, but if you got all your ducks in a row, even if it don't work, sometimes I'll come back with some questions or more questions. That's when they get stuck right there. When I come back to you, and then you don't come back, and then you just think I'm hating. But if you feel like it's a good idea and it's something you want to do, and I feel like, all right, it's a good idea, we're going to thoroughly go through it. We're going to give it our attorneys on our end and ask some questions and send it back to you. Now with these questions we got now, if you go back and you answer them and you bring back with the documentation saying, oh yeah, all right, this is what we can do about that. Yeah, I ain't against that. As long as the person is able to do it.
Right.
I can't tell you if he got $1 million and it's going to take $200,000 in investment on an opportunity that he only got $1 million right now.
Yeah.
He might need that money in 3 years. You talking about 4, 5, 8, 10 year investment now.
Right.
He might need this $200,000. I ain't giving you 20% of this man's income to do that. I can't stand for that.
Right.
I can't sign off on that.
Right.
He might need that money in 3 years. He gonna keep up his lifestyle. He got a house. He got rent. He got to pay. He got mama house that he got to get.
Yeah.
I can't sanction that. But yeah, that definitely happens all the time.
So what's next for 2021? What's next for RMG?
The right kind of clients, because we don't want to run into the situation where he asked about earlier, the guy that just spending all this money and going crazy. Don't take the advice, because at the end of the day, it's too much work for me.
Right.
And it ain't worth it. Because if he go broke,
It's more of a headache.
it's more of a headache, and it ain't worth it. We got a small operation. We got some back office people that's working, but me and the guy, we out in the field. We recruiting and doing this thing. We got people behind us who doing the day to day and structuring it out to make sure the thing work as a well-oiled machine. But
Right.
I got 3 and 4, 5 other guys I need to talk to. I can't with this idiot over here who going crazy. I can't waste all my energy and time on that.
It's tough.
So just recruiting and getting the right guys who vision and want the same things that you envision for them. We want to expand the roster some, definitely. You always want to expand the roster, but we want to expand it with the right guys. And our business is hard to sometimes get a guy who's a vet in this game and he's used to doing things a certain way versus it's best for us to get a guy at the ground up to where we started with him and we know we ain't got to go back and fix all the stuff that went wrong for years and years and years. And I started you off on the right path. Right now, when you get a guy in college, now I want to get your credit ran and see what I can start working on now to get you so when you get the money, now you ain't, I'm saving you day one because now you ain't paying this 8-9% interest rate.
Right.
Now you got 3 and 4% interest rate. I'm saving you money out the gate. We're working on these things early on.
People don't think about that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saving you money early on. I want to get you your credit right when you get the money.
Right.
I ain't doing nothing exchanging no cash. I ain't doing nothing for you. Well, I ain't working for you, but I want to get you in a position to be ready to work for you when the time is right.
Exactly.
I ain't breaking no rules. I ain't spend no money on you. I ain't did none of that. But I'm getting you ready, prepared. And we done these things for guys, and they don't even go with you.
Yeah.
So that's just the business, and it is, and I understand that. It's the business of it, but I want, he's saving some money, and that's cool with me. I ain't against that.
Right.
I was hoping you went with me, I helped you out, and I'm building this relationship with you, but if you save you some money, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, but definitely expanding the roster some, but getting with the right guys. We got one entertainment client, it's different than working for athletes. It's
Right.
different. Rappers are different kind of guys.
Reckless.
Different kind of guys, man.
But they got an image to
It's what-
uphold, right?
they
They
got
got
an
a
image to
lifestyle.
uphold,
People are drawn to, man, Lil Wayne got the biggest chains on. Like, people just draw to that image. And then they gotta feel like they gotta live to that image all the time. Like, I gotta be fresh. I gotta be, flossing with the cash. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, people see what they see, they believe. Right? So they see like, oh man, this dude balling, man, he got this and that, man, he got the whips. People draw to those type of people, so they feel like they gotta live to that image.
I ain't against looking good and having nice things.
Right.
But I want you to save money on it. Just because the guy said he gonna charge you $50,000 for it, that don't mean I can't ask him, can we get it for 40?
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Exactly.
I ain't against it. If you can afford it, I ain't against it. But you ain't gonna tell me
I
in 3
respect
weeks you gonna go get another one now.
Facts.
Like but they don't understand. When Chad Johnson put that thing out last week, it was the greatest thing I ever heard.
Chad's out by Claire,
It
everything
was
fake.
the greatest thing I ever heard. She already Googled me. What difference do it make? She's not a go.
I buy a minivan. Like, no.
It don't matter. And I get it, guys. I ain't buying no fake chain.
I've been going to Clara for years myself. So
Hey,
bro, ain't no shame.
But what's the old saying? You fake it till you make it.
She
No, you
already
just keep faking it.
Yeah, no.
you. She already
Yeah,
knew. She
right.
don't care how much that chain costs.
Right. Facts.
You would give her $2 or $3 grand if you want. It don't matter. But that part of it don't matter. And that's what I don't understand. When Chad said that and guys are putting out reports and save your coins, those type of things that if you look on the website, that stuff that I took it and put out there.
Yeah, no quotes.
This is what happens.
Bible
man.
quotes.
This is what happens, man. Save your cash, save your chickens. Those are the type of things that I try to hang my hat on and just try to be there for them guys because they young and they impressionable. They get a lot of hang-ons and people that they meet and say I can do this and do that for you. And I ain't gonna say half of them, 80-90% of them looking for opportunity more. You can help them more than they can help you.
So we can get out. I know you're short on time, man. So what advice would you give someone that's trying to break into your industry, but entertainment and sports? Like, what? Give me one piece of advice that you would give to them.
Man, entrepreneurship is not for the weak, man. And COVID is a eye-opening, in your face type of situation that lets you know. Entrepreneurship ain't for the weak. I ain't saying give up on your dreams and nothing that you want to do. If you want to do it, put your all into it.
Yeah.
But be prepared, man. Do your homework and not just. Been times where I had to think about, I'm gonna take this flight for this opportunity, or I'm gonna pay these bills.
Right.
When we was younger and starting out, when we using our own money to try to foot this thing, get this thing going for opportunities and get down there, it ain't even a real opportunity. Then I gotta come back and hustle and grind it out and figure out to get this money back that I done spent on this flight, on this hotel for opportunity that I thought might have been such and such. Say, oh yeah, that's my man. I'm gonna put you in front of him and get down there. We going out and we just doing this and there ain't really no opportunity like that. So those opportunities and things that I've done, but networking, man, people you meet and these type of things.
Yep.
You might got a kid that you know from your hometown that you ain't from here. Y'all, my man, good guy, man. Put in front of him. Networking and those are the best things you'll ever do, especially in this business.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm not the talent. I don't play football, so therefore I can't do my job unless I have talent to work for.
Right.
So networking is the number one thing you're gonna do in this business. Networking. Be who you say you are, or whoever you're trying, or whatever you aspire to be, because it's gonna come in a time to where it's gonna get checked.
Right. Oh yeah.
And if you're not who you say you are, if you did bad business for someone else,
they gonna know.
Rich people, it ain't that many of them. There's a lot of them, but it ain't that many of them. They all hang together, go to the same places. Trust me, they're gonna run across each other. Miami, LA, New York, DC. They're going to the same places, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They ain't going to Idaho. They ain't going to Michigan. They might go to Detroit, but they ain't going to these certain places to where you want to see them in LA. And then when you with them, and oh man, he beat me. Man, he gonna let them know, man, don't mess with him.
Yeah.
They gonna let them know. Be who you say you are. Networking though, networking. And I can't network and not be who I am because it ain't gonna check out.
Right.
You met you stands, vibe, talking.
Y'all must have been drunk.
That's what I got. In years, bro. So,
and now this game this. And
absolutely.
it ain't never been that. We talk sports all the time, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The same conversation we having right here. You've heard bits and pieces of it.
I mean, a piece of physics, exactly. So
and the whole time. It ain't no different than what I'm gonna be. This is who I am.
That's like who he is.
Galvanizing and people who I've known who know
100%.
me know me to be this. So therefore, when I get in front of nephews, nieces, or whoever the case may be, when you got a friend or even a friend of a friend,
right?
If you're genuine and that person feels like you're a trustworthy person, I ain't asking nobody to get me a kid and sign a kid for me.
Right.
Yeah. Give me an opportunity to get in front of them and spit my spill and let them know this is what I can do for you. And if they don't sign with me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, right. You put your best effort. Absolutely. It is what it is, right? You shoot your shot.
That's it. All I'm asking for is an opportunity.
Because most of the time, like in even entrepreneurship and different businesses, it's gonna be 90% of the time you waste, right? That you didn't sign a client or stuff that just didn't go right.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you done flew across country, man. You know, I had a meeting. We just party. I done wasted $1,000. But it's that 10%.
Yep. You gotta be ready for the
That
opportunity.
take your business to the next level.
Ready for the opportunities.
But you gotta always take the opportunities. You never know, you might find a diamond in the rough.
It only take, in this business, it only take one really.
All it takes is one.
If you get you one to get you a mega deal, if I give me one guy to give me a mega deal, I give me 3 or 4 or 5 guys that do good and play well.
Right.
If I get me a mega, that's going next thing to open my business up to different
levels.
Put me in rooms and places where I ain't been at, where everybody's calling and wanting that guy.
Right.
Instead of me having to look for this work or call it now.
Right.
And I know you gotta go. I want to get to
Whoa. Hey, Boogie gotta go, man. 'Cause I see you.
So the rumors out there with LeBron, I know you didn't heard about it, where
Rich Paul,
right?
Yeah.
So you deal with a lot of athletes and clients, and I know LeBron recruits for Clutch. Like that's what his job does. And you, so what do you think about those reports? How they saying that the athletes that sign with Clutch, even though LeBron's bringing them to Clutch, and then Rich Paul's not doing them just certain justice, right? What are your thoughts on that? And we can get out on that.
Certain justice like what?
So like Rich Paul is not doing them.
Some of his deals
might not be great.
Yeah, they haven't been always viable for his clients.
Right.
I think the Marquise Morris deal that he did wasn't really a great deal for him.
Yeah, so it could be a number,
So
right?
Eventually, he ended up firing him. So I think it's just one of those issues. I think it's a twofold question. I think one thing with Clutch Sports, being able to utilize the greatest athlete in the sport to bring in the talent. Exactly.
With another person.
And I think there's other agencies hate on it. And then there's also the fact that even some of the athletes who are getting with are not always happy with the deal they get at the end of the results.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, LeBron James is gonna be the head of this thing. So LeBron James needs something.
Yeah.
You gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
First and foremost, but going in, they should already understand that. They should already understand that.
Right.
But their team is broad enough to where they ain't gonna tell you we can't do that for you. They'll send somebody over there, but Rich Paul might not be the guy going.
Right.
If it's a wide range and everybody know their job and doing their job right, but at the end of the day, LeBron gonna bring some opportunities to the table with movies and these other things that you wouldn't have with this other agency. Right. So it's twofold. It might not be the best. It might not be the best deal when you losing points on it. All right, signed, but he can have championship. Now after this, his stock will be up to go somewhere else next year.
Right.
Caldwell Pope been in LA.
I think
J.R. Smith. The only reason J.R. Smith is getting checked right now is
Tristan Thompson.
I think the KCP thing is the issue, right?
Yeah, KCP.
I feel like KCP would not be where he's at unless he wasn't with Clutch.
$18 million
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson would be like, yes, thank you, bro. Tristan Thompson trained.
It ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody, and that's what everybody don't realize. But if you in the right situation, like you ride that coattail for 1 year, and now you put yourself in a better position the next year.
Yeah.
It ain't for everybody. It ain't running a conglomerate. But ain't LeBron James is gold, man. Yeah, anything he touches, everything he getting with.
Yeah, they winning, bro.
Yeah.
They winning. His name is good. You got opportunities if you get more than a vote and these other things. Like
5-star credit.
They got to take advantage of that too. LeBron doing these campaigns and doing this stuff. I'm sure they paying people for these things. Yeah. If you make yourself available for that, you can make you some extra coins on that.
Right.
You got to be available and put yourself in a position.
Yeah.
You going to do it. You might as well.
That's jet money. You know what I mean?
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, man. So, man, want to give my man Aaron Bullock. You need this water? My bad, man.
Anything you need, all your brothers, we get you right, bro. You take everything to go.
We appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.
Check out my website, RMGAA.com.
Oh, yeah. About to say, you didn't give a last little thing. He's over. We'll make sure that we check out the website.
Yeah, we'll definitely
on Instagram. A Boogie, at A Boogie, what's this?
_ Relentless.
And give your email?
Email Aaron at RMGAA.com.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate y'all, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
I like that sweatshirt, man.
Man. Appreciate
man.
it.
Enjoy them.
Man. Appreciate it. Oh, you know Joy?
Yeah, my dog.
Oh, Joy, my guy.
Yeah,
Joy, my guy.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
Hold on. Before I get him on the record, we get out of here. I do need a favor, though.
What's up?
My man, the chef that runs Victory Land. I ain't trying to stay in that line. I need you to talk to him for me.
No, you gotta just call me. I got my son a job in there, though. Now you gotta just call me, man.
I'll let you. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. I just want you to get it I get some of that cheesecake. I saw that rice and cheesecake. I seen it.
They don't got that every day, so you gotta wait till they got that. They don't have it every day.
All right, we will talk. All right, bro. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. All right, bro. You want to get us out of here?
That's a good look, man.
All right, bro.
That's a good connect, dog.
Yeah.
All right, we out. Nah, he was like that though. Yeah, I like that, bro.
Still killing niggas in real life. Signed a deal for 8 figures in real life. 3 million model riches in real life. I've been around the world so many times. That's real life. Real life.